Hello, everyone, to our new moon in November recording for relationships and astrology. I am Margaret Gray in Dublin.
And I'm Armand Diaz on Long Island.
And you'll notice there's a little spring in our step or in our voice because this is a new moon in Sagittarius. So this is kind of an exciting new moon, isn't it, Armand? I mean, there's a lot of Uranian energy around with this one. What are your thoughts for relationships?
There are a lot of Uranian influences around at this time. There's no two ways about that. The new moon is quincunx Uranus in Taurus, which I guess is a little bit of the Uranian energy may sort of flow in when we don't really expect it.
Yeah, I think one of the issues when there's a lot of Uranus energy around is that we can be a little ungrounded. So just to be careful that this is a very expansive energy, which is wonderful because we've had such a lot of kind of intense, heavy energies. So I think we're all breathing a sigh of relief that at last there's some hope, there's possibilities. And I think that's what this new moon is about. Lots of new possibilities, lots of hope. But with Uranus, we never know what's really going to happen. So there could be a little bit of anxiety around thinking, oh my goodness, this is great. But, expansion doesn't always feel that comfortable, particularly if you've got a very earthy or a very watery chart. So look at what's going on for you and also what's going on in your relationship life, because if you don't have a relationship and you'd like a relationship, maybe this is the time where something unexpected can be quite exciting. But if you're in a relationship and maybe things are a little challenging, this could also be the time where maybe you might get a little surprise and it's time for big changes to happen.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Well, it is a new moon, and new moons tend to seed change rather than actually be manifestation time. So there ought to be a little bit of space around that. The other thing that really, and I want to say that not long after this new moon, Venus goes on to trine Uranus, which is a very nice aspect that opens up a lot of possibilities. It is that kind of let's vary routine, let's try something different. So I think maybe that Uranian energy can be incorporated a little bit more easily because that trine happens. But certainly in other areas of life, it could be a little bit of a challenge. But I think in terms of relationship, the trine of Venus now in Capricorn to Uranus will have a little bit more, I want to say it's a little bit more workable energy. Now, the other side of the story is that this new moon is very, very close to a Neptune station. And Neptune is going to go direct. It doesn't really matter that much because when Neptune stations, we have a couple of days that are foggy, great for imagination, great for visualization, great for meditation. Not the best time for practical decisions, not the best time to really understand what's happening on a sort of earthy Saturnian plane.
Well, none of this is really earthy or Saturnian, is it? I mean, this new moon really doesn't have that energy at all. It's a very somewhat erratic energy, can be very exciting energy, for me as a fire sign at least, and no doubt for you too. So for, anyone who's got a lot of fire, air in their chart, this feels like, oh yes, movement at last, particularly if you kind of felt a little stuck and stodgy in relationships. But there is also trine to Chiron, and, it's a trine, so it's a gentle aspect, but Chiron brings with it that, understanding of maybe blockages that are around and the possibility of integrating, of doing some healing, but also sometimes it feels a little uncomfortable. So this could bring to light maybe a couple of surprises or a couple of issues that have been there festering that, need to be cleared out. And that's the positive side of it, that, it's like when we've got a wound and it's kind of festering a little bit, we got to clear it out. Yeah.
A festering wound that has to be cleared out. That's the positive side.
Come on, it's better. Well, it's better to have, to clear it out than leave it there. And think about relationships. Energies get stuck and people sometimes need a good clearing out just to feel better about it.
Yeah, I think that this is, what I'm thinking is I am so very happy that this is something we are finally leaving the scorpionic energy. We finally getting into Sagittarius. I feel that Libra season was cut short by the big move of planets into Scorpio. We still have Mercury and Mars back in Scorpio, but there is a little bit more forward movement. There's a little bit more fiery movement, and I am really looking forward to that. It's it's been a long Scorpio season.
It really has. So this is maybe a time to plan some travels, plan some trips, do something, go with the expansive energy and, maybe study a new course. And maybe you might want to enroll for the second term of our relationship and astrology course, or just, buy some of the webinars. So it's a great time for learning and understanding a little bit more about your relationship dynamics. The more we understand, the more we can consciously really navigate these energies.
And there you have it.
That says it all. Okay, see you next month for the full moon, Armand.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.